I do want to talk more about all of this. Paula Montanha is the Chief Human Resources Officer at HAYMAN-WOODWARD and joins us now live to discuss this issue that has been in the headlines and will likely continue to be there. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Josh, to meet you and your awesome audience.
And so I do want to get your initial thoughts here, as we now know that President Biden could potentially do something here that is according to Governor Kathy Hochul. What are your thoughts on her and Eric Adams asking for help from the Biden administration?
So my thoughts are, I work for an immigration law firm, so we are very familiar with the situation. And there are thousands of people that are currently arriving in New York recently and facing a heartbreaking choice between working without work authorization, jeopardizing their asylum application, or subsisting in stretch of government support. We have to remember that our country was built and based on immigrants. So my 2 cents is, if the government administration, if Biden administration can help give these people work authorization, that will be somehow beneficial to U.S., especially in a time when the most needed professions might be on a look. For example, healthcare professionals, IT, cybersecurity, all STEM professionals, educator, skilled trades, and logistics and supply chain. There are many professions that we desperately need in the U.S. So that will be a way for us to try to fulfill the open positions that the country can do. States like Tennessee and Alabama are now thinking about and proposing laws. Alabama, for example, we start on August the 1st, flexibilizing the opportunity for medical doctors to come to U.S. and work over there without having to go through all the process of certification. Tennessee will start on July the 1st in 2024. So perhaps that's a way to bring the needed professional in the U.S.
And so to have Governor Hochul and New York City Mayor Eric Adams actually asking for help from the Biden administration, do you think that would be enough? Is it a possibility that that would even happen?
I don't think that's enough. I think it's a process, and I think it's the first step to solve the situation. Because once they give all this work authorization, or at least the Biden administration allowed them to give the work authorization, then we have to ask these people to go through the proper channels, and we have to put together the application. We have to work with law firms that perhaps can devote their time to help these people and do pro bono for them. So my point of view is that we can and we need to expedite authorization for asylum seekers, but we have to do that to the proper channels to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So I think that's the first step.
How long would it take to do all of this, and would it have an immediate impact? Is it possible that this situation could potentially get much worse than it is now as more time seems to pass?
I think so. There's a huge potential to get worse if we don't act now. Work authorization used to take anything between 3 to 6 months. They are now taking over a year, and that's a huge impact. Now, if we can, for example, for asylum seekers, do a premium process, that can be done in 15 days. So that's a huge difference for them, for people who come with their lives, with their families, who are living, situations that we wouldn't be willing to live under, with the professions that we need. So my point of view is that, yes, we can work, we can expedite work authorization, and we should do, especially for the professions that we most need.
And is that something that Governor Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams can do without Biden's help? Could they initiate this and get this going?
Perhaps they can think about a bill like other states did, as Alabama and Tennessee, for specific position like the medical doctors, the international licensed medical doctors. But then they will have to work together and get a bill for that, and that would be only valid for the state. And that will have to be done profession by profession. But yes, they can work on that. I just think that would take longer than convincing the Biden administration to help them.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and help break all this down. Is there anything else that you want to add before I let you go?
I just want to add that on top of this, we need to have compassion and we need to understand how our country was formed. Having said that, they need to go to the proper channels to make sure that we are giving asylum seekers who are actually asylum seekers, and have them go to criminal records and check all of these, so tomorrow we don't regret our decision. But I totally support the initiative to try to help, especially, as I said, in the professions that we most need.
All right. Thank you again for taking the time to be here.
Wish you all a great night. Bye-bye.
You too.